What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So we are here with another reacts. If y'all, but at this point, y'all should already know I'm a react channel and a gaming channel. You know what I'm saying? A little bit here, a little mix. You know what I'm saying? So today we're reacting to Pilo, 483 subscribers. He's a little bit more than me. Subscribe to him, bro. Subscribe to me. Uh, he made this video 1 month ago and it has 20K views. Fire, bro. Good for him. And he says buying a Steam Deck made me regret getting a Switch 2. And soon, I don't know when, probably. I'm gonna buy Switch 2. So let's see why he regrets, why he doesn't regret not getting, no, why he regrets getting the Switch 2 over the Steam Deck. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm buying it, I'm freaking I'm battling between getting a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck. But let's see why he regrets getting the Switch 2.
Switch to
Well, one thing I already know what's gonna happen is he's gonna say that you can, um, emulate. I don't, but I just see coffee right now. That you can emulate games and then you can do more stuff. I already know it's gonna happen.
and I
And I'm have my videos like this now because if I put it full screen, bro, like the camera, bro, my camera is super freaking big right here, so like it blocks everything. So I'm gonna have to
and
do
I've
my
had it
videos
pretty
now
much
like
since
this.
launch. I got it 2 weeks after it came out, and if
Right?
I'm being honest, I'm feeling kind of like I'm having buyer's remorse, which I'm sure a lot of people who are
Really?
watching this video who own Switch 2s probably feel the same way I do. Almost cheated out because there's not really much you can do with this thing. Yes, they have games from other platforms, but you're
Mm-hmm.
paying almost double the price. Like that Switch
Facts.
tax on the first console, like the first Switch, that never really went away and actually got worse with this system. And if I'm being
Facts.
completely real, since I got a Steam Deck three
Bro,
months
that
ago,
Switch is
well,
dirty.
I was out. Funny story. I was out for lunch eating Popeyes with one of my friends, some of my friends, and he brought his Steam Deck and he showed it to me, and I like fell in love with it. Just like the ergonomics here. One sec. The ergonomics of the system. Like here it is right here. The ergonomics of the system have been so great, and I say this every time. I always bring up the Steam Deck in my videos, but it's
Really?
always for a valid reason. The ergonomics just are so great on this device, and comparing it to the Switch 2 is just night and day. And if I'm being honest, I really do regret buying my Switch 2. There's not really a
Really?
good reason to have it. So that's just kind of it. The games are cheaper here, and yeah, I honestly just want to talk about
Oh
that.
my
So
god, bro! I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm buying the Steam Deck. I'm buying the Steam Deck. I'm buying the Steam Deck. I don't care no more. I'm convinced. I don't even have to watch the whole video. I'm buying the Steam Deck over the Switch 2. Because I already have a Switch. What do I need another one? You feel me? Plus, I could emulate the story, bro. There's gonna be in 2 days from today, like December 18, right? There's gonna be a Steam sale, the Christmas update, bro. Everyone, I went, I don't know if it was Twitter or Reddit. I went there, right? And like everyone there's like this meme going around that no one freaking buys stuff on Black Friday. Like no Steam user buy stuff on Black Friday or none of that. They wait until the Christmas sale. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, bro.
So let's talk about it. Like I was saying before, this is my Switch 2 that I've had basically since launch, 2 weeks after it came out, and
Really,
I really did fall into the hype train. If you guys remember, this really was one of the most hyped launches like for a system ever, right behind the PS2 or even in front of it. I don't know, whatever you guys think. I was never even alive. Actually, I think it was during the PS2. I'm 22 years old, so I don't even know. But
right?
anyways, this is a
Two
really
years older than
hyped
me.
launch, and I
Hey,
really did fall into it. I've been following Switch news for well, since the Switch 1 came out, since 2017, I've been really just been following Switch news and Switch
right.
Pro news. So I was really just
I'm a Switch
excited to
fanboy over
see a
here.
new revision of the
I'm a Switch channel too.
console to begin with. And
Right.
now I'm thinking about it, the reason I even bought it in the first place was because my friends were all playing Mario Kart World because they bought one before
Mm-hmm.
me. So they actually bought it pretty much like a week after it came out. They all were
Right.
playing Mario Kart World, which honestly I kind of felt a little bit jealous and I really wanted to play it. And
Right.
here's the thing. So I mod all my systems for the most part. I really do. I jailbreak all my systems,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much just. I love doing that because it opens up the system for my backups. I can play them on my Steam Deck
Facts.
or whatever. I just love doing that. So I was like, okay, if I get a system and it's a launch model, I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll just keep it on the old system. I didn't do that. I've been playing it online, so I'm kind of failing at that. But I don't
Yeah.
really use it as much.
I ain't gonna, bro. The same thing happened to me, bro. One about the OLED. I didn't have no money and I didn't buy no games because the games were $70, right? The only game I had was freaking Mario Kart 8. And because when I bought it, right, it was like the fabricated, like the factory version. Like it was just a Switch. Brian and I, oh my god, let me tell you this. When I bought the Zelda edition of the Zelda Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, Like, what the freak am I talking about? When I bought the, like, a year ago and a half, when I bought the Nintendo Switch OLED Zelda Edition, Tears of the Kingdom, right? I keep showing it every freaking video. Full price, by the way, like $500. $500, by the way. On Target, I think. Um, I thought it was gonna have like a digital code for Zelda or something, cause I didn't read it, right? And literally, I know, bro, it had no games, nothing, and it was like during like the holidays, right? Like Christmas holidays, and my dad, my dad said, "You want to go to school or not? I could just drop you off home, right? So you could play your Switch or whatever, right?" Because I went to the doctor, right? And then after the doctor, my dad, um, my dad said, "Hey, you want to get a Switch? Or like, what console you want, right?" And I said the Switch because I only had the freaking PlayStation 5, right? I had a PS5 for like 3 4 months, right? And because I got my PS5 on my birthday in 2022 when I was 18 years old, and so like I kind of lost my thought, my train of thought here. So anyway, we went to Target and we bought the full price of everything, right? And then uh, I told my when I told you when he said you want to go home or you want to go to school, right? Because I went to a doctor, I went to a doctor's appointment, right? And then we went to Target to buy the game to the Switch because my dad just got paid and was like, you know what, let me buy you. And I said, let's go to school because like I want to show off my Switch because I never had a freaking Switch in my life. I just want to show off. You know what I'm saying? And I went to school, right, with my Switch, put it out, no games, bro, and it had to update, and there was no Wi-Fi. So I just had my Switch there for no reason at all, bro. And yeah, point is, bro, Switch is the games are so expensive, right? And at that point, I ain't gonna lie, I was never gonna buy a Switch game. I was just gonna have it like my Xbox, right? My Xbox One my Xbox One is from like 2017, 2018. The Gears of War thingy, the Gears of War Xbox One is right. Uh, haven't used it in years. It's like it's right there eating dust. And I don't know why I keep saying "and," but and see, I just said it again. Um, I don't know why I keep updating because I was gonna mod it, but I keep updating the freaking console, bro. I keep updating my Switch. You know what I'm saying? I want to mod them so bad, but
Much
I just
as
can't do
I'd
it.
like to, because there's just not that
Just
much
like this
for
guy.
the system.
That's where I just yapped a lot. But the point is, I'm trying to mod my freaking my Switch and my Xbox, but I just can't do it. Just like he said right there, it's super hard because I keep playing it sometimes. You feel me?
And
I don't know if that makes
comparing
sense,
it to
bro.
the Steam Deck, where every single game is basically always on sale. If you guys ever go on Steam, I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this are Steam Deck owners because Steam Deck
Nah,
people like watching these videos, and that's just kind of how it is. They like crapping on Nintendo just like me, and that's just kind of how we do. We share that passion, which is always cool. So like the video if you hate Nintendo, like I do, kind of. I don't hate Nintendo, but I dislike some of the practices they do.
no, bro, just say it, bro. We hate Nintendo, bro. I'm a freaking Nintendo Switch and PlayStation channel, right? And I don't care what anyone says, but Nintendo freaking sucks. It sucks, bro. Let's be honest. Stop being freaking scared to say it, bro. I love Nintendo too. I love their games. I have a nostalgia. It's my childhood, but it's my first console. Even though it's still saying we consider the console like a family console. Does that make sense? It sucks, bro. But all right, let's see.
Anyways, with that being said,
Right,
the Switch 2 is not that great, and especially compared to
really.
the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck, like I was
Mm-hmm.
saying, they have sales on a lot of their games, and
Yeah,
games on here are really freaking expensive.
bro. Freaking Tomb Raider, the collection from like 20, even to up to 2018, it's $7 right now on Steam. I really want to get it, but like if I get it, bro, I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Especially in Canada, where it's $100 for a game before taxes, and if depending on the
Really?
province, it's for me it was like $112 for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is
Dang.
just crazy. And I know in the U.S. it's getting close to
Like
a hundred
90.
dollars after
Yeah.
tax, or maybe it is. I don't know, but it's pretty
Only
bad. So
$10?
that's one of the big problems is the game pricing right between both, and also the actual form factor between both as well. So this is the ergonomics. You can see right here. You can see the side profile.
The Steam
This
is
one just has
freaking
way
bigger.
more grip, and honestly, this is just way more comfortable. I'm
Really?
6'3", so I am like a big hands,
Ah,
big
we're
feet. You know what
flexible.
they, you know what they say. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, but If I'm
Yeah,
being
that happens
completely
to me too,
honest,
bro.
this thing is
You
just
good?
so much more comfortable in my hands already. So
Really?
that's one of the big selling points for me right
Really?
there. And that made me already
I'm
kind of
five
just
nine, five
regret
eight.
that one thing right there. But on top of that, there's just so much more that does it. It's the game
Mm-hmm.
prices and also just the actual feel. And it's not even an OLED. The Switch 2 is not an OLED. They kind of took a step backwards from the Switch
Facts.
1 with the Switch OLED.
Um, to like to to add to that, bro. The reason Nintendo did that, bro. They didn't say nothing, right? But let's be honest, bro. The reason they did that is because in 3 to 5 years, maybe less than that, they're gonna release a version, an OLED version or a light version of the Switch 2. Just how they did to the Nintendo Switch 1. You feel me? That's the reason, bro. It's business to them. It's business. Basically, they don't care about the consumers, you know what I'm saying?
OLED. You'd think they would, innovate, but they didn't. They actually took a step back. So having a Switch OLED is just a way better
You
screen
really think
than
Nintendo
something
Switch
like
is
the
gonna
Switch
freaking do
2.
an
So there's
OLED
just
for the
all
second
these
one
pros, and
off the rip?
Valve is really good. They
No.
have a very good refund policy, especially compared to something like Nintendo, where
You could play games for 2 or something hours and refund it, bro. They ask no questions, and the support is amazing.
if you
I'm getting Steam
download the
Deck.
software and as dare even open it, then you can't refund the software. And on here, it's 14 days and 2 hours of playtime. You can do
Hmm.
both of them. You can have like
Really,
an hour, 59 minutes, and wait 13 days, and 23 hours and still get a full refund if you feel like it. Like you're not
really,
bounded to anything. And that's the great part about it is there's just
really.
so much more freedom. And on top of that, you can also do way more emulation than this thing could ever
Oh,
do,
I
if I'm
know
being
that.
honest. I know they're getting Virtual Boy now, which honestly feels a bit useless, especially when they're selling that stupid headpiece that
Yeah,
costs like
it's so dumb.
$70. Isn't that nuts? $70
Yeah, it's
for a
insane, bro.
headpiece when you can do that on here and it's completely
Really,
free, and you need that to play it. And that's the thing with the Switch 2 is you need that freaking headpiece to play it. And an online membership. On here you can
but I just want to know how freaking I want to get the older version of Steam Deck, but it's more expensive. I don't have that much money, you feel me? But what's the price? 399 for the LCD, 550 for OLED, but it's 400. Oh, I'm gonna get this one though. That 60 hertz. Dang it, up to 100 to oh, this looks so good, bro. Oh, let me see the refurbs. I ain't gonna, bro. I buy the refurbs all the time because like it's too expensive, bro. How to stock? It's not even that much though. I mean, it is. Look, $400. That's pretty good. Wait, what if I do it on Amazon? Amazon, amazing. Alright, let's see if we could do it here. Steam Deck. Oh, it is here. Only 1 TB SSD plus 16 gigabytes. $880 though. Why is it this one? Oh my god. Oh yeah, so it's freaking expensive too. But anyway, let's see.
if you had your own ROMs, you could dump them and play them yourself. And that's the best part is you can dump your own ROMs. There you can't. You have to pay for an online
Sorry for the
service. And
background
if you
noise.
own the games on here, you can dump them. That's the best part, in my opinion. And there's just way more freedom. It's a full-on computer, and that's one
Really?
of the best parts about it is because the full-on computer, you could do so much more with it. I was playing Roblox. I know it sounds sad. I was playing Roblox with my friend on here, and I
Really?
don't know if you can do that on there. I don't know if they have Roblox. I have no idea. Maybe
No,
they
so
do, but
there's no Roblox on Nintendo. It's insane to me how there's no Roblox. And also, it was insane to me on PlayStation, but it already came out like a year ago, so we've good with that. But yeah, there's no Roblox on Nintendo.
there's just a lot of things that you end up missing
It's,
out
I
on
don't know
because
why.
this is a computer and that's not, and that's a
Right.
console. Yeah, there's just a lot you miss out on. And if I'm being honest, the Switch 2 for the average player, I think the average player
I'm like computer,
is
bro.
the perfect
I
candidate
like
for a
it.
Switch
Fire.
2 just because of how simple it is to use. But I
Really.
love to
That's true.
tinker, and like I was saying before, how I like dumping my own games and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a tinkerer, and a lot of people who own Steam Decks love to tinker with
And
settings and
mod
just
and yeah.
get into the nitty gritty and really like customize your own
Bro, low key, I'm kind of like that too, even though I'm new to it. You feel me? I
like my
really
whole
like doing that
deck
too.
is like completely different. It's not
I
stock.
love
It's
modding
completely
my
different from
DS,
what
even though
like
I haven't done
how
it
the
in
Switch
years now.
looks, or
Or
how
like,
a stock
yeah,
deck comes, or anything. Like you can't really customize a Switch 2. They only have a
yeah.
white and a black theme. I don't even know. It's so
So
stupid that they have
what I'm saying, bro, Like this, that's the thing why I have for freaking Sony with PlayStation and Nintendo. Why is there no customization? It's so freaking bland. Sorry, I have a gum in my freaking mouth. That's why it sounds kind of weird now. There's no
Haven't
customization, bro.
added themes, and
It's been
I
7
could rant
years.
about that all day. The 3DS versus the Switch and themes, but anyways, I won't get
That's what I'm
sidetracked.
saying, bro.
The customization and just there's just a lot of things about the Steam Deck. Everything pretty much pros. I don't really think I can think of really too many negatives about this system other than really battery
Dang, it's
life,
already
but like
1 p.m.
even the battery life's not that bad depending on what you're doing because I
Really.
know with emulation when I do Tears of the Kingdom because I've dumped my Tears of the Kingdom Switch ROM on my Switch
Mm-hmm.
1 back there behind
The thing is, can I? I don't have the disc physical games, but I have a Tears of the Kingdom, but digital. I can't do that, right?
behind me. I don't think
It
you
has to
can
be
see it, but
like the
that's
disc.
modded. I
The
modded the
yeah
Joy Cons. It's really cool. Actually, here, check this out. I modded the Joy Cons and the back. This is not how it came. I completely shell
yeah.
swapped it, and the whole thing is modded. So I dumped all my games, my physical games, and yeah, I mean it
Uh,
works great. So
mm.
when it comes to battery life with Tears of the
Yeah, I
Kingdom
think it's
on
only for
this, it's
physical.
not as great as you'd expect, but it was never great on the original Switch to begin with, and on the Switch 2, it's also not that great anyways. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a really demanding game to run. Battery life was one of the main issues on the Steam Deck, but that's like it. I mean, if it's really all I could think of. I can't think
It's
of
the LCD
many
though.
things
That's
to
why.
complain, and if I'm thinking about things to complain about, I'm kind of just like nitpicking, I think, at that point. With the Switch 2, there's so many things, and it really does make me regret buying a Switch 2 now
Really.
owning this thing because there's just so much good about the Steam Deck. And I'm sure all of you who are watching who own a Steam Deck in the comments can attest just how great it is to own a Steam Deck and how I'm sure how much you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, let me know. Like let everyone know because there's going to be people who really like the Switch too who are watching this video and maybe they're interested in this cuz it's
Yeah.
to me this is an
I'm
upgrade
interested.
over a Switch 2 any
Really.
single day of the week. And I'm so
Dang.
glad that my friend showed me the Steam Deck because if he wasn't there to show me that Steam Deck, I honestly don't know if I would get one. I was following this
Hmm.
whole thing since it pretty much launched, the LCD model. I've been keeping up with Valve's
To be fair, bro, the battery life is not a problem for me because like I'm not really. I'm always like my main always console every day is my PlayStation, right? So the Switch I use it, but not that much. And if I use it, it's probably like 1 to 4 3 hours, probably max. But yeah,
since this
then
was a
it's probably not
leak.
my
The Steam
problem
Deck
then.
was a leak. I've been following it because I've always been
If
interested
the battery of the Steam Deck for LCD, the cheapest version, that if that's the problem, then
and
I'm good because they
intrigued by the
feel me.
idea of it, but
I don't really
I just
use
never bit the
handles that
bullet until
long.
recently. And I'm so glad I did. And so many
Uh-huh.
people ask, is it too late to get into a Steam Deck? No, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it is because I already made videos about
Isn't the Steam Deck 2 gonna come out
Valve
soon?
releasing the Steam Deck in
Oh, there's
2020
gonna be a Steam Machine 2, bro.
possibly because that's what leaks and rumors are suggesting, but
Yeah.
I can actually see that being the case. So
Yeah, that's
if
what
you
I'm
want
saying.
like 3 years where this is just the top dog, then I think now is a good time to still get one. I
Bet.
think it's way better to get it now than it was really at any point in time since
Mm-hmm.
they've been putting so many updates out for the
Really.
system. Honestly, it's really just made the system way better. They always push updates that kind of just fix a problem that some dude had on Reddit like
Mm-hmm.
a week ago. Like they're always just pushing updates. Like
Bro,
there
that's
seems to be an
insane. They're
update for
freaking
this system like
consumers.
every
They love a
week or
consumer
two
song.
weeks where it kind of fixes a bug that somebody's been
I see the way
having.
people
And
lace
yes,
the
it runs
Valve.
Linux, and Linux does have its problems over something like
Yeah.
Windows or
Bro, I freaking modded. I put a Linux on my gaming laptop, bro.
something like that. But
That didn't
it's
end well for
gotten
me.
so much better.
I'm gonna be
And
honest.
Wine and Proton have really made a huge difference in how the games run.
Really.
And I know that with the Switch 2, it's just plug and play. Honestly, like it really
Yeah.
is just plug and play.
You
Pop
just
a game and
touch
it
it, yeah.
works, and that's fine. And if you like that kind of stuff, that's great. But for me, I love to tinker, and this
Mm-hmm.
is the system that is for the more advanced user and
Bet.
the tinkerer, which is me. And that's one of the main reasons as
Mm-hmm.
well that I just regret buying the system. I really don't think I'm gonna do too much with it. And
Really.
if anything,
Dang.
I'll buy Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch 1 and end up dumping it through my Switch. Or, yeah, the Switch 1 version. I'll end up dumping it through my Switch 1 and then playing it on
Mm.
here because, well, I can upscale it to 1080p anyways. And I
That's
don't have to buy an
hard.
upgrade pack.
That's
like,
hard.
to me, I would rather
Oh wow.
honestly just dump my games, and that
Mm-hmm.
really does.
And
This,
play it
this
there.
allows me to do it. So I'm so happy that
The only thing is the freaking it's LCD, bro.
I
That's the
can
only
do that.
thing I
And
have.
honestly, if
Yeah, bro. Have you
if you
seen the
have a
difference
Steam
between
Deck, let
OLED
me
and
know down
LCD?
below.
It's way
I'm
different.
I'm rambling
So much
way too
different.
much right now, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
end it right here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you
Alright, bro. Thank you, bro. That's freaking amazing. You really convinced me to get a Steam Deck, bro. Freaking amazing video. Sub to him. See, even this guy right here. on sale. Bet, bet, I'm buying it. I'm buying Steam Deck, and it's cheap too. It's like $200, $300. Bet, I'm buying it. Thanks Pilo, bro. You go for this amazing video. This definitely the Nintendo ninjas right there. I'm a Nintendo ninja too, but like I know when freaking they're wrong, or like I know I change my perspective all the time. I'm not freaking bought a sheep. Anyways, thanks for watching something like bro. Amazing video. Really informative. I like it. And it really made me think. It really convinced me to buy a Steam Deck over the Switch 2. Because the Switch 2 is like freaking $500 or something, or $600. And it's not even OLED, bro. It's LCD. Yeah, I'm buying the freaking Steam Deck, bro. That's fine. I like this video. It's freaking amazing.